Today we're going to be talking about what test knitting is, how test knits are run, and why you should consider test knitting. You might be scrolling through Facebook or Instagram or even receive an email from a knitwear designer when they're putting out a test call for knitters to try out a new pattern. That's basically what test knitting is. They're trying to perfect their pattern before they officially publish it to the masses. So basically they're looking for people to try out their pattern and give them feedback, tips for improvement, find any errors, so that when they officially publish their pattern, it's as good as it possibly can be. So that's generally what a test knit is. They're run very differently. Some knitwear designers will just put out a call via social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and you can respond to a post or DM them to let them know you're interested. Some knitwear designers will send out an email and have you fill out a form on their website to officially apply. There's many different ways that knitwear designers have people apply to test knit a certain garment or item. Basically, you will be given a certain time frame to complete knitting the garment or the piece, and you will be asked to give certain kind of feedback. So you're going to be asked to find any errors in the pattern, whether it's just maybe grammatical mistakes, or if there's a number off or there's a number missing. If there's anything that's confusing that they could explain a little bit better, they're going to be looking for that feedback from you so that they can improve the pattern and make it the best that it possibly can be. Test knits are usually unpaid, so basically you're given the pattern for free in exchange for trying out the pattern. Some test knits you can get paid. Other knitwear designers offer other things. I like to give my test knitters a free coffee. There's different ways that knitwear designers try to compensate or thank their testers for helping them out. As far as yarn goes, some knitwear designers will require that you use a certain kind of yarn, and some knitwear designers may not require. They just ask that you meet gauge. So that's generally how a test knit is run. Sometimes you'll be given a PDF of the pattern and you will be asked to respond via email with edits, or sometimes you'll be given a link to a Google document and you can just type comments in there. Sometimes you will be part of a Facebook group or an Instagram group and feedback is given that way. There's just many different ways that designers ask for feedback. I typically do an Instagram group and just have everybody give their comments that way so everybody sees. I've also run them with a Google Doc with comments to see feedback that way. And then a lot of times, designers will ask that you post a finished product of the piece when it's officially published. So on the day of release, a lot of times designers will ask that you post a picture of your piece just to help them market and get the word out that the pattern is available for others to download or purchase. I wanted to talk to you guys about why you should consider test knitting. I started doing a ton of test knitting when I got back into knitting a few years ago during COVID. It was a great way to connect with other knitters and kind of meet new people. It was a great way to try new knitting techniques out that I had never tried before. One note on that, don't sign up for a test knit if something is totally new to you and you've never completed that type of garment or item before. Make sure you're comfortable knitting it. But some of the test knits that I started knitting, it had some different kinds of lace motif in it that I was new to. So it kind of pushed me, but I was confident that I was going to be able to figure it out and complete it. It's a great way to grow your knitting social media accounts if you're looking to really grow your presence online. It's a great way to meet others, connect, grow your social media. So I really encourage you to try out test knitting if you're interested in kind of delving into that world. And it's a great way if you are ever interested in creating your own designs. It's a great way of pushing yourself. Having that deadline to complete a project is really good. I feel like sometimes if we have a deadline, it forces us to actually get through our work and get it completed. So anyway, that's all about the test knitting process. I run my test knits pretty relaxed. I don't really require that people have crazy experience, or I never require that they use the same yarn that I'm knitting with. I just ask that they meet gauge. I usually run them on Instagram. I usually put test calls out on Instagram. Sometimes I'll send an email blast out if I don't get knitters to sign up for certain sizes. So that's the other thing. Knitwear designers will want usually 1 or 2 people to test knit each size. So that's another crucial factor in getting chosen to be a part of a test knit. So that's all about test knitting. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you found this video helpful, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. It helps other knitters find this video and learn about everything that I have to offer. Thanks so much, guys.